Good afternoon. I'd like to start by showing you two common things in the world. On your left-hand side, you can find some solar panels. On your right-hand side, you will see our ocean. What if I tell you now, putting one thing on top of the other will create a solution that can address the energy problem faced by the whole human race? Would you believe it? You must think I'm bluffing, right? So in the next 15 minutes, my task is to convince you that this is feasible. We have a problem called global warming, and we know that the reason is we have been burning so much fossil fuel, which generates greenhouse gas. In order to change this, we start to use new and renewable energy methods. Specifically, by 2050, 90% of the world's electricity is to come from renewable. But where are we now? From this figure, you can see that today we are at around 30%. But this 30% could be a little bit confusing, because if you look back to the data 40 years ago, you will see that we were already at 20%. This is because we built so many hydropower stations back then, which are also renewable. So the 30% can mean that we're actually going really slow, and we need a radical solution to mitigate our climate change. So for a clean energy future, we have many options. The world's leading experts have given their prediction, and we can see that solar and wind are recognized as the top two methods. There are way more than any other method. But why solar is the top one? Well, first of all, it's very cheap. If you generate 1 degree of electricity using solar panels, it will be cheaper than you use any other method. Actually, solar has become the cheapest energy solution in history, and is still getting cheaper and cheaper. Secondly, solar panel is very easy to install and operate, and is flexible in size, by which I mean you can put several solar panels together to cover your rooftop. You can also put thousands of solar panels together to form a large power plant. So it will have a lot of application scenarios, but it's not that simple. A feature of solar panel is that its energy output is proportional to the surface area it covers. So if you have a space already covered by solar panel and you need more energy, you need to find another space to install more solar panels. So how much space will we need to install the over 14,000 gigawatts of solar panels required by the whole human being? You will need a space that is larger than England. Find such a space to be empty and available will be a challenge. But let's have a try. Have a look at the Earth together. We'll find some cities. We'll find some lakes. We'll find some forest. We'll find some agriculture land. Are there ideas for solar panel installation? No, because they are already occupied and they have their own purpose. Have another look trying to find empty space. We can find some deserts, polar region, nobody lives there empty. But those harsh environments also have dust, slows that can cover our solar panels and make a lot of work. So what else? Let's have a better look rotating the Earth. What we see now is a vast blue ocean. And this ocean is empty, and we don't have any installation on there yet. So how about we put our solar panels there? Well, we require more than 14,000 gigawatts of solar panels, but even you put them all on the ocean, it will only cover 0.06% of the space. In other words, you wouldn't even feel that the solar panel exists there, but it will be able to provide the clean energy required for the whole human being. It's very promising, right? But it's not that simple. look at the ocean, what do we have there? There will be waves constantly moving. And what a wave can do, you can use a wave for surfing, but it can also destroy your solar panels. In order to put a solar panel on the ocean, we have to address the wave problem first. So now we have a goal. Develop a floating solar farm to sustain in ocean waves. We call it the Solar to Wave project. Now this comes to the technical part. First of all, for solar panel, we need to make it float. How can we do it? We can put some really light, hollow structure underneath solar panel, so it will provide a buoyancy, make it to be floating about the water surface. And then we can put many units of such solar panel together, collect them, and use some anchor to keep them in place. This actually works very well, applied in many lakes in the world already. But when we come to the ocean, wave is still a problem. When the wave come hit on that kind of solar panel, it will destroy it. So we still need to handle the waves. Actually, we are very clever. Human beings knows how to handle wave. If you look at the coastal region, you will find a device called the breakwater. And this device is put in the coastal region to protect human infrastructure from attacking of ocean waves. When incoming wave, hit the breakwater, it will be broken, become splashing water, which means it cannot travel downstream of the breakwater. By applying the breakwater, you effectively create a calm water space in the ocean. So what this means for our solar panel then? Well, for any size of project, you can first work out how many solar panels you need required to be installed. And then you put them together. The only thing you need to do is to add a breakwater in the barrier where the wave would come from. And then your solar panels are protected. Now you can put them in the ocean as if they were in the lake. Imagine in the future you will have thousands of solar panels floating together. The only thing you will need to do is to add a breakwater in the barrier. So the additional cost of the breakwater will be relatively very cheap compared to the solar panel cost. So it will be suitable for large-scale installations. Now you may want to say, yes, in the coastal region, wave will only come from one direction. But when you move further offshore, the wave will come from all directions. So we also have a solution, which you install breakwater 360 degrees around our solar panel region. So no matter which direction wave comes, it will be able to protect the solar panels. But when we look at offshore, you can notice other interesting renewable energy system, which is the offshore wind turbines. There are already many out there. But what can this mean for our solar panel? Well, in order to avoid airflow disturbance between wind turbines, they have to be put far enough away from each other. So the average distance of the two wind turbines is around 1 kilometer. What this means for a solar panel, it creates so much space between wind turbines that is currently unused. If we put a solar panel in the middle, it can be a perfect combination. The solar panel can even use the infrastructure we already installed for the wind turbines. And if we do a calculation by taking the standard wind farms, calculate how much total energy can be generated by all the wind turbines. And then now you calculate, if you fill the space, how much additional energy you can generate from the solar panels. You will find the solar panels can bring additional 300% of extra energy. So this is very promising. But remember, at the beginning, we mentioned that the wind will be our second most popular energy resources, which means we will have really a lot of solar wind farm like this out in the ocean. Now you don't need to think about where are we going to, make choice in the ocean, because the wind energy already give us the choice. You can just put them inside wind farms. Now, I want to show you some practical work that I'm doing in a country, which is Indonesia. Indonesia is a very special country. It has people living in over 6,000 islands. When you have that many islands, you can have a problem, which is you will have many remote islands. And those islands is far from your main islands where you have electric grid. And it would be impractical to build undersea cable so far away in the middle of the ocean to provide electricity for those remote islands. So today, there are still around 4 million people living in those remote islands that don't have access to electricity. But look at Indonesia. It's a country with a lot of ocean and a lot of sunshine. So floating solar may be a promising solution. In this figure, shows an island where is one of the first islands we are going to install our floating solar panels. You can see this island is very densely populated. Around 10,000 people living there, and almost little space and land for additional project. But we can use this coastal region to install our solar two-wave project. Currently, the whole island are using two huge diesel generators to provide essential electricity, which is super polluting and expensive, so people cannot afford it. We can use our solar two-wave solution for them, and this can provide per degree of electricity 80% cheaper than you use diesel, and it's completely pollution-free. What this can mean for the people living there? Well, it will give them better life conditions. So they have longer hours, with lights, and this can help them to improve working and living and different things they do. For example, electricity will help them to power network station. So they will be able to start using mobile phone, they can watch TV. They can also study knowledge online. For example, they will be able to watch TED videos that were generated today. At the beginning of this talk, I gave you this huge question. Where are we going to install the over 14,000 gigawatts of solar panels required for our clean energy future? I hope that I have provided you a possible solution through the idea of floating solar on the ocean. We are into the unknown of our clean energy future. There can be a lot of problems. But even in the darkest sky, we will find shining stars. As you can see, floating solar is not really rocket science. Sometimes the solution could just be around the corner, and I believe our clean energy future will come sooner than expected. Thank you.